The final preseason game is in the books, and now it's time for the Chiefs to make their cuts before Saturday's 4 p.m. ET deadline to trim rosters to 53 players. And after weeks of trying to sort everything out, things might have gotten a bit more complicated on Thursday. A reported trade sending guard Parker Ehinger to Dallas in exchange for undrafted rookie Charvarius Ward shakes things up at both offensive line and cornerback. And a reported comment from Andy Reid Thursday night via USA TODA, Chiefs Wire, saying he'd like to keep 7 receivers shakes things up at that position and elsewhere. So, with less than 48 hours to go before the deadline, the only thing we know is that we don't know, but we're going to take a guess anyway. And we're going to have a bit of fun with this one, adding a couple out-on-a-limb projections that haven't been in previous editions. Without further ado, here's a look at the final 53-man roster projection of the season. We're sticking to our guns here with Linden as the number 3 quarterback, even though he entered the game after Matt McElwain Thursday night. McElwain finished 10 of 18 for 127 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception against Green Bay, while Linden went 13 of 21 for 166 yards. The logic on this end is that Linden has a higher ceiling and would be a risky player to put on waivers or the practice squad, making him the choice to keep. If the Chiefs decide they'd rather have another veteran behind Patrick Mahomes and Chad Henne, however, the practice squad is where Linden will go, unless another team grabs him first. We are keeping things the same here, projecting 5 running backs including undrafted rookie Darrell Williams. We wouldn't rule out an unexpected cut here, but the guess is Hunt, Ware, and Damian Williams are the top 3, while Darrell Williams has shown too much to risk putting him on waivers. Anthony Sherman is the clear choice at fullback, as expected. Kerwin Williams and undrafted rookie Ray Lowry as well as fullback Algernon Brown get left out. Here's where it starts to get fun. Based on the report posted Thursday night about the Chiefs wanting to keep 7 receivers and the huge game undrafted rookie Byron Pringle had in the preseason finale, let's put him on the roster. Pringle had 4 catches for 122 yards along with a 47-yard kick return before leaving the game with a hamstring injury. The injury makes this prediction iffy, but for now, let's assume it isn't serious, and that he won his spot Thursday night, adding to the other 6 players. J.U. Chesson and Gary Dieter would be on the outside looking in and would be candidates for the practice squad. With an extra receiver added to the projection, there had to be a cut made somewhere. We decided to risk having 2 tight ends on the roster to start the season while Demetrius Harris sits out with a 1-game suspension. Goes after Harris returns is anyone's guess, but we give a slight edge to Ellis over Jay Samara for the backup spot, although it could go either way as both of them showed some good things during the preseason. Should be interesting to see what happens here. With Parker Ehinger here, we went with 6th-round pick Khalil McKenzie getting the final spot over Jordan DeVay, even though DeVay appears to be ahead of the McKenzie in the pecking order. There's enough versatility between Irving, Wiley, and Witzman to afford letting DeVay go and preventing McKenzie from hitting waivers. It seems at this point after the trade of Ehinger like there are only 4 real contenders for the final 3 spots: Wiley, Witzman, McKenzie, and DeVay. There will probably also be a practice squad player or 2 to come out of whoever's left. No changes here from previous projections, with no room seen to keep a 6th defensive lineman. Still, it shouldn't be ruled out that one could get kept given the injury situation. Chances are Allen Bailey, Nee, and Xavier Williams, Stingers, are ready for week 1, but if there's any doubt of that, a 6th player could be added here. This group of 5 looks like a safe bet to make the cut, however, and will probably go on to be the main 5 linemen throughout the regular season. No changes here either. It'll be up to these 5 to help the Chiefs get a better pass rush than what we saw a year ago. Hopefully it'll happen, with Houston and Ford looking much healthier than last year and Ford in a contract year. Seeks and Castañon are the backups as they continue to develop into pass rushers of the future, while Zombo hangs on as the fifth linebacker, giving some veteran depth behind the youngsters as well as someone who can make plays on special teams. This group stays the same from previous projections as well. Andy Reid said earlier in the week Thursday's game was important for Neiman, and he responded with 5 tackles and a pass defense. It's hard to see him not being on the roster at this point. Ragland, Hitchens, and O'Daniel are locks, and Oligui seems safe as well. Terrence Smith, who has been with the Chiefs for 2 seasons, will be one of the harder roster cuts to make. Well, things are a bit wacky at cornerback at the moment. The trade for Ward means he'll take up a spot, while Steven Nelson, Kendall Fuller, and probably Tremon Smith are safe bets. We'll guess Orlando Scandrick probably is as well, which will leave a choice between David Amerson and Arion Springs. Just going off what we've seen in the preseason, the nod goes to Springs, who has also gotten looks at safety. It'll be very interesting to find out if the Chiefs see things the same way. Sorensen makes the early cut due to needing to be on the roster in order to be eligible to return from injured reserve. After that, the guess is he'll go on IR and the Chiefs will bring back Leon McQuay or add someone different at safety. Even with McQuay, things feel thin here due to the injury issues with Sorensen and Barry. The Chiefs obviously need to hope Barry's heel issues don't linger on into the regular season. Fortunately, Armani Watts looked good Thursday night, coming up with 2 diving interceptions against Green Bay. Harrison Butker, Dustin Colquitt and James Winchester are locked into roster spots, as they have been throughout the preseason. Butker had a razor-sharp preseason, going 9 of 9 on field goals. It's looking very much like he's heading into the 2018 regular season with a lot of confidence and momentum to follow up his strong rookie year with another terrific performance. Barring injury, these 3 will remain in their spots throughout the remainder of the year.